If there was one knee dominant exercise I would pick for runners, it would be the split squat. A lot of people tend to jump into lunges, which are a great exercise to perform, but the problem is the constant movement that we have to put into lunge. If we can keep our feet flat and stationary, we actually have to balance and control longer through the movement. So I think it's a better exercise to help improve balance and stability in the hip. So that's why I like to do it before I do any kind of lunge variation. So the split squat, when you perform the split squat, if you go into this staggered stance, this split stance like this, so it's like some people like to call it a stationary lunge. If I'm in this position with no weight, I like to put my hands up behind my head, keep the spine up tall, nice and slow. Instead of thinking lunging into the front leg, I like to bend the back knee straight down to the ground here and then drive up. So depending on your position, if you look at that front knee, I always like to keep the front knee somewhere over the shoelaces in the front foot. If you're bending the back leg too much and you're leaning backwards, this knee will actually sink back. So we want a slight forward lean of the body and then keeping our weight on that front leg, foot is flat, and then we're gonna drive up through this front quad. So this is why it's a knee dominant exercise, because we're driving through here, mostly knee motion. Hips don't necessarily move a ton. But if you think about this back leg, as you go down, we have the quad, we have the hip flexors, that rectus femoris, which comes right down the middle. If we go and lower down by bending, that quad and that rectus femoris is actually eccentrically lengthening. So I really like this exercise for a lot of people that have some flexibility, mobility restrictions through that back leg, because we can get some lengthening. You're using that muscle to control you, so it's contracting, but it's lengthening as you go down towards the ground.